It's time.
All day I rush around, but I'm still on the ground, on the ground. I'll soon be fluttering if I can find my wings.
Come on in,
Find
everybody.
my wings.
The tea's hot, but you have to bring your own.
Impatiently, I want to fly today, but I hear a gentle voice inside me say that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly. I'm starting to believe I only race with me, only me. I can't give to someone else this journey for myself. It's for myself. Since my best is all I have, it is enough. I can see a ray of hope. I've got to trust that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady steps will win this race. It will take some time, but the victory will be mine. Slow and steady, I'm gonna learn to fly, and I will soar. I will reach the sky, a little at a time. I'm reaching. I keep believing that slow and steady steps will be my pace. Slow and steady.
Okay, folks. We get the picture. Slow and steady. That's what I've been doing since I got off the show at 11:15 this morning. I've been going slow and steady, and this has been my guide. I set it for 15 minutes. As soon as I got off the show, I told you somebody drove up. It was FedEx, and guess what they brought me? A box full of wonderful vegetables. Robert doesn't buy veggies at the store unless I just say I need some spinach, or I need some of this, or I need some potatoes. But I got this big box of misfit vegetables. And in that box, I got 6 red peppers. I mean, the most beautiful red peppers you have ever seen. Now, a couple of them were cracked, but they weren't hurt. I think the box was a little bit heavy for them, and they got smushed a little. But I cut those things up, and they're frying. I've diced them up. I'm going to bag them up in little bags and put them in my freezer when I want to throw some red peppers in something. I also got some onions and 3 big bunches of celery. Lots of celery. And I don't use celery a whole lot because I never have it. But now I cooked it all up, and I put a couple of big cups of it in my cornbread that I was making for dinner. I think I'm gonna have Easter dinner tonight because I'm loving everything I'm cooking. So I poached some sausage, which Leanne taught me how to do. I put some onions and some celery. I squinched up all the cornbread, threw some bread crumbs in there. I didn't have any sage, so I put some poultry seasoning, which is just as good. I learned that Christmas. And we're going to have a beautiful meal. I got a butternut squash, so I poked a hole in it so it wouldn't explode. And I've baked it in the oven. I'm going to scrape it out and make some butternut squash casserole thing. And I'm going to make it like sweet potatoes. Because I don't have any sweet potatoes. And I've got some chicken legs and chicken thighs. I'm gonna put some good stuff on them and roast them. So we're gonna have chicken and dressing. And we're gonna have, I think I'll make Robert some mashed potatoes. And I'll whip up a gravy out of the drippings off the chicken. And we're just gonna have a lovely meal tonight. And I looked up a recipe for sponge cake because we got some strawberries and a big old pineapple. So I am just going to have a ball with these veggies. I'm just going to have a ball with them. And the recipe for the sponge cake is so simple. It's only 4 ingredients. 6 eggs that are room temperature. They're going to room temperature right now. I've cracked them and they're in the pan. You beat them up. You add a cup of sugar. You add a cup of sugar to them. And I'm gonna add a 5th ingredient. I'm gonna put some vanilla flavoring in them. And then you add a cup of all-purpose flour. All I've got is bread flour, so I'm gonna utilize that. And a half a teaspoon, or maybe it's a half a tablespoon. It's called a European sponge cake, and the video's on YouTube. And it only has 4 ingredients, but I'm going to make a 5th with some vanilla flavoring. And you put it in 2 cake pans, and you've got this beautiful sponge cake. That's what strawberry shortcake's all about. So I'm going to have strawberries and whipped cream and sponge cake. And for dessert, and it's just going to be a nice dinner. A really nice. I might not make mashed potatoes. We might not even need mashed potatoes. Usually I need something green, but I could throw together a salad because I got some wonderful greens in the process. So I could make a salad, and yeah, I can make a salad. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. And not make any mashed potatoes because I got butternut squash, and that's just as good. Anyway, I told you I was going to tell you my Easter egg story. Many years ago, we redid our website. And I had a little say in it, you know. And you know how I love to color code things. I just love to color code things. So I decided I would take each section of the website and color code it. And primary colors, red, yellow, blue, green. The green's a secondary color. But I would color code it. Pink for pamper missions, and I would just color code everything. Well, I did it. I didn't actually do it, but somebody else did it, and I was really pleased with it. And then a couple of days after we finished, Robert knew what we were working on, and he went and looked at our website, and he said, "Your website looks like an Easter egg." And I just burst out crying. I mean, crying uncontrollably. Just, it hurt my feelings so bad, and I couldn't stop. And he said, "What is wrong?" And I said, "Well, I've worked real hard to make it look like an Easter egg." Now I can laugh about it, but at the time, it didn't go over well. It's the only time he's ever hurt my feelings. Well, he almost hurt my feelings this morning. I had 2 plastic bags out. I knew I was going to be cooking, and I needed something to put some wet trash in, because I don't put wet trash in my trash can. So he was getting ready to throw them away. I said, what are you doing with the plastic bags? He said, I'm going to throw them away. I said, I don't want them thrown away. And so he just threw them back down on the counter. And I said, a few hours later, I let it go, because it wasn't a battle. I needed, it was only going to cost a few cents to get a brand new plastic bag out. But these had been used, and I don't mind putting wet trash in something that's been used. I'm not going to reuse it for food, but I would reuse it for wet trash. And when I started cooking, I said, honey, I use these bags when I'm cooking to put wet trash in. He said, oh, I didn't know that. He's seen them there, but he's just never paid attention. So there you have it. That's when he hurt my feelings saying our website looked like an Easter egg. Well, I like Easter eggs. Yeah, I really do. I like Easter eggs. Life is good, y'all. Choose your battles. Pick your battles. Because, I trust in God. I don't trust in anything else. I don't trust in government. I don't trust in... I trust God to guide me. Trust God to guide me. And that's where my trust lies. What are you cooking for dinner? I was going to cook some steaks and some baked potatoes and make a big old salad, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I'm going to cook this chicken. I'm going to roast this chicken and make some gravy for Robert, because he likes gravy on his stuffing. And we're just going to have a feast tonight, and we'll have leftovers tomorrow. Yeehaw! Straighten up my back. So, folks, here's to a blessed weekend. Easter weekend. Tomorrow is the anniversary of Jesus rising from the dead. For us. For us. How beautiful a story. This morning I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about Jesus coming to earth and God sending his son to die for us. He sacrificed his son, and I was explaining about Abraham being willing to sacrifice his son Isaac. And she had not heard that story, and so I sent her a link to Genesis for her to listen to it. And so she was going to listen to Genesis and how Abraham obeyed God, and then God provided a way. Even Isaac walking up the mountain, he didn't know he was going to be sacrificed, but he says, Father, you did not bring a lamb for us to sacrifice. And sure enough, he got up there, and Isaac was going to be the sacrifice. I think that's kind of a precursor that God knew he was going to have to send his son from the very beginning, which he's the all-knowing. But he sent his son. His son died for our sins so that we could one day be in heaven. And I just heard the funniest joke listening to Mark Lowry. He was singing. He's having a sing-along. And he's got the words on the screen, and he's singing, and some guy has done the musical part with guitar, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, you don't mind singing along with him, and he's just fun to listen to. But he told a joke, and he said he stole this joke from somebody that he had heard from a pulpit. But the joke was, this lady said to him, I hope I get to see you someday in heaven. And he said, well, it's on you, because I'm going to be there. So, are you going to be in heaven with me? Because I know I'm going to be there. We might not be able to get together here on this earth. There's a million of us or more. But one day we'll all be together in heaven. We will. And we'll celebrate. We'll celebrate singing praises to God together. We'll just have our own little choir over here, the Fly Baby Choir, that'll sing praises to God all day long. Won't that be fun? I do it now practically. Listen to music, listen to hymns on YouTube, and just really get into it. It's fun. It's just fun. So drink up. Yep. There was somebody named Debbie Watson. Watson was my maiden name. Just be prepared to tell why you have joy in your heart. One day we're going to all be preaching, because there's going to be a great awakening coming, and we'll all be standing on our corners bringing people to Christ. Some people have never heard this message, y'all. I can't imagine. But some people weren't raised in the church. And then some people rebelled against the church when they didn't believe things. And I watched a great movie yesterday. It's called the Cokeville Miracle. And it's on YouTube. And it's free. The Cokeville Miracle. And it's sad, but it's precious. I cried all the way through it, y'all. Cried all the way through it. But it's a miracle. God is so good to us. Y'all help me find my purpose for living. And I am so happy. I've been doing this almost 22 years. So drink up. Whew. To God be the glory. Somebody said it was a novel. I didn't know it was a novel, but they turned it into a movie. It's from 1986. I never heard about it. Never heard about this happening. But some bad man took a bunch of kids hostage in a school. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for everything. Don't forget about all our sales. And we've got some good ones. And if anything's not on sale, you can still take a 25% discount. Yep, with Fun 2021. Because that's what we're doing this year. Excuses be gone. You know excuses are from the devil, don't you? They're all from the devil. Let's have some fun to get things done. And that's our coupon code, Fun 2021. I love you all. Go listen to Mark Lowry on YouTube. I think he's on 4 platforms. And subscribe on YouTube. He's not far away from 100,000 listeners on 4 platforms. So go ahead and subscribe and ring that little bell. You can do that for us too, but I hardly ever remember to say that. But he's such a fun man. He's got such a beautiful voice and a fun man. He's funny. He's just funny. And sometimes we just need to laugh. Laugh every day, even if it's at yourself. And do a good deed today. Do a good deed and bless others. And it's a blessed weekend. Because we have the hope of eternity in heaven. With God and His Son. We have that hope. I have faith that I'm going to be there. I want to see you there too. God is so good. And I trust Him to get us through this pandemic. I don't trust anybody else, but I trust God to get it. I looked at the numbers last night. And there's a lot of places around the world. Brazil is the number 1 place where things are just out of hand. Out of hand. So let's give our lives to Jesus. Be ready to testify as to where your heart is. Stand up for the Lord. And He will stand up for you. I love you all. And I will see you tomorrow afternoon. Because Jesus is going to rise up in the morning. He rose up 2,000 years ago. 2,000 years ago. Can you imagine? 2,000 years ago. He walked this earth for 33 years. 33 years. Y'all have a good rest of the evening. I love you all. I want you to be with me in heaven. See you later.